Good afternoon and Assalamu alaikum to all the dear students. Now welcome back again in online lectures. We are going to see right now business study, class 12 commerce. Students, till now we have seen, let me go back a little bit. We have seen the chapter, that is chapter number 1. Now this chapter already, I think it is continued by Mohsin sir, so will be finished by Mohsin sir, and if required I will do the revision of the chapter also. Now chapter number 1, that is basically management. Chapter number 2 is principle of management. Principle of management, this is related to Fayol and Taylor, basically. I think you all are aware of this, a very important chapter that we have already seen. Chapter number 3, business environment. Business environment also we have seen, in fact it is continued right now, and last topic is remaining. And chapter number 4, planning. So till now in online lectures we have seen these chapters. These chapters still continue. Students, my humble request to you, if you go to our YouTube channel online lectures, in that playlist, I have already arranged all the lectures. Go to class 12, in that already the lectures are available. From lecture number 1 till the last lecture, all the videos are available. So by chance, if you have not seen the lectures, if you have missed the lectures, kindly see the videos again please. You will get all the videos. Now come back to this one right now. Chapter number 3, business environment. In that we have seen business environment, definition, then importance we have seen, then different elements of business environment, economical, political, social, technological, that we have seen. And then right now we have started the very important topic, that is 1991 New Industrial Policy. Students, in 1991 New Industrial Policy, you have to keep in mind LPG. L stands for liberalization, P stands for privatization, and then G stands for globalization. Liberalization, L, P for privatization, and G for globalization. Students, in my last 2 lectures of business study, I have already discussed about liberalization as well as privatization. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss about globalization. Now students, globalization means what? Global means international, at different countries. So when India is connected with different countries of the world related to business, that is called globalization. So globalization is nothing but the businesses of India allowed to go to other countries, and the other countries' businesses allowed to come to India. That is called globalization. I repeat again, the businesses of India, the companies of India allowed to go to other countries. America, Japan, Canada, Australia, many other countries are there. So when Indian businesses are doing their business in other countries as well as the other countries, they are doing business in India, they are allowed to do business in India. That is known as globalization. Before 1991, globalization was not there or not at a large extent. Maybe very few companies only from India were doing the business outside India. And I mean to say very negligible companies are there, very few companies from other countries they allowed to do business in India. This was only because the mentality was that let's protect our business. If our business goes to other country, then what about the people of our country? Similarly, when other countries' company will come to India, what about our businesses then? So that was a mentality that time. But then later on, the government, the authority, people also realized that if we keep this mentality, it will not work for us. So what? In 1991, the government has decided that keep this mentality on one side and let's do the business with the world. That is known as globalization. Now, why the globalization was required, or what are the advantages of globalization? Let me write down points. First advantage. Technology. Students, before 1991, you asked your parents, automobile sector, scooters, motorcycles, cars, and many other vehicles. If you check in India, very limited facilities were there. Hamara Bajaj, just example I am giving you, and maybe very few scooters, very few cars and all that. Technology was also a limited one. I am not saying India is not good in technology. India has also a very good reputation at present in technology. But still, we need support of different people, because one brain and different brain, total different. We India definitely have lots of resources, but still I think different countries have different facilities given by nature, and they have different brains also, expert people also. So instead of having a competition, better to share the technology. Right now you check, earlier computer, the big size one was there. Right now the computer is in your pocket. Students, you know, earlier when I used to go in the bank, you asked your parents also. When a cashier is there and he was counting the notes, he was doing like that 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It was a time consuming, and sometimes even calculation mistake was also there. Now you go to the bank and check. If you put the bundle, a machine is there. Within seconds, the amount, the money will be calculated, the notes will be counted very easy. This is technology. So what I mean to say, mobiles, earlier you check and right now you check. This is technology. But let me tell you one thing, students, if 1991 new industrial policy was not there, was not implemented, we still would not have this type of facilities. I mean to say technology would not be there. Scooters would be there, but not the type of scooters which we are having right now. Cars would be there, but not the cars that we are having right now. The lifestyle would be there, but not the one which we are having right now. So this is because of globalization. I am talking about technology. Second point I would like to say, foreign exchange. Foreign exchange. Now foreign exchange means what? The amount of the other country, the money of other country. Money means dollar may be there, pound may be there, dirham may be there, dinar may be there, rand may be there, riyal may be there. Okay? So we need that money. Now why we need this money? For the business also. Business in the sense that when you want to purchase something from other country, you are not going to pay the rupees. Suppose I have purchased something from America. So Americans are not going to accept the rupees. So I have to pay them the dollar. I have purchased something from England. I have to pay them the pound. So because of this, foreign exchange is required. Similarly, Reserve Bank of India also need the foreign exchange for various purposes. So what I mean to say that with the globalization, we got or we are getting the foreign exchange also. That is the second benefit. Third one, sharing of culture. Now, sharing of culture means what? India is definitely a country of festivals. India is a country of celebration. India is a country of fully passionate people. India is a country where different types of festivals and all these are celebrated almost every day. But let me tell you one thing, students. Few festivals we celebrate keeping in mind the foreign countries. It means the origin of that festival is not in India. We have gone to America, we have gone to England, we have gone to Canada, we have gone to Australia, and from there we learn this. That is tradition. Now custom. Let me tell you, we are eating pizza right now. We are eating burger right now. I don't think that it is the origin of India. We got it that from other countries. Okay, wearing shirt, pant, t-shirt, jeans. I'm giving you example. It's not a personal one, it's a general one. Shirt, t-shirt, jeans, maybe coat may be there, a cap may be there, a special shoes may be there. I don't think it's an origin of India. We got this from other countries. I mean to say that we learned this. Similarly, the Indian tradition, Indian festivals, Indian culture used by America also, used by England also, used by Australia also, many countries are using that. So this is what I mean to say, sharing of the culture. Okay. Next point, investment. Now investment means what? FDI we are talking about, foreign direct investment. You know, India is a huge country, possibly the biggest democratic country in the world. What I mean to say, India needs the money. India needs the technology. Now, foreign company when they come to India, they bring the money to India. They set up their business in India. They give the employment to our people. They give the product to our people. So what I mean to say, when foreign companies will come to India, they invest the money in India, we are getting the money, and because of that businesses can be started in India. That is only possible. Yes, Indians have the money, Indians have the amount of money, enough money, but some giant businesses are there where we need a huge amount of money. So foreigners come to India and they invest the money in. So this is what I am talking about. Students, keep in mind, this is a very general topic. When you are writing the answer of this, just close your eyes for 1 minute. Think about that you are doing business with other country. What advantage you will get? Answer will automatically start. And business study is a kind of subject where you don't need to see book again and again. Just bring that topic in front of your eyes. Easily you can write down. It's very interesting subject and I believe that it's a most attractive subject for the students. So this is point number 4, investment. Just now see students, if you are doing business with other country, Other countries are coming to our country. Our country's businesses are going to other country. What other advantage you will get? What other benefits you will get? Just think about that. Just think about that. We have in India right now. Earlier Hero Honda was there. Now they are separated, no doubt. Tata Sky is there. Sony Ericsson is there. So they tie up with our country's businesses also. So what I mean to say is that when you do business with other countries, a better relationship is there. A better relationship is there. Obviously, when you want to have a successful country and a very smooth modus operandi in the country, then you need to have a very good relationship with your neighbor countries and with the other countries also, depending on the behavior of the other countries. Now, when you do the global business, international business, different countries, your relation with that country definitely improves. Your relation with that country go to the other level, and maybe that in future, whenever you need their support, they will come up with you. Similarly, when they need your support, you also support them. Right now you see students, a very pandemic situation, critical situation like Corona. India supported many countries. Similarly, many countries also supported India. This is a mutual support relationship. This is only because of globalization. So what I mean to say, these are not only 4 or 5 points advantages of globalization. You write 100 points. So what I mean to say, because of globalization, India, I think to a great extent I can say, put that head of India, that map of India at international level and right now at very top. Again, one more thing I would like to say, because of the globalization, multinational companies, MNC we call. Now Indian businesses, because of 1991 globalization, got that confidence that yes, they can compete at international level. They can compete with some of the greatest companies in the world, and that confidence came in India. So students, this is what we have learned. LPG was there, liberalization, privatization, globalization, that is 1991 new industrial policy. Now the last topic of this chapter is MRTP Act, Monopoly Restrictive Trade Practice. A very short topic is there, MRTP Act, which I am going to share with you very soon in next lecture. Along with that, one more thing which is included last year, demonetization. Last year the topic has been added, demonetization. That means that cancellation of rupees 500 and 1000 rupees note as a legal exchange now. Old notes are not there now. New notes came, 500 rupees and now 2000. So demonetization took place in India, so that we have to see, and we have to see the MRTP Act also. Once we finish these two topics, the chapter will be over. And students, I will go further in the syllabus. As I already told, generally that we are going for the pre-midterm syllabus. So please students at home, at convenient time, see all the lectures please. Have a very good day. Thank you very much. May Almighty bless you. Thank you.